Hello guys, welcome to Real Talk for Real. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Please, to all those that are yet to subscribe, we're begging you, please subscribe to our channel, Real Talk for Real, and hit the notification button so that whenever we get a new video, you'll be the first to know. And today we have our two wonderful guests back here. You know, I promised you guys the last time that we're going to have them back to continue our conversation, that juicy conversation. Well, they are back here to finish up that topic. Please, you guys, stay tuned as we welcome our wonderful CPA, Beauty with Brain, Bimpe Ogunaike, and our wonderful production entrepreneur, Akim Brown. Welcome to the show.
Going on. Happy to be here.
Yes. So today we're going to go back to where we left off the last time. Akim asked a question and he said,
oh, Lord.
Do we have to define what a relationship should be in a marriage, right?
Or commitment.
Or a commitment should be. Do we have to define it? Or and also he also made a comment and he said, what if you have everything? You have nothing. The kids have inheritance. There is nothing you're lacking, but the man is not home present as the man to take care of you or to do the husband duties, you know? What do? Do you stay in the marriage or walk away or sacrifice the man so that you're going to be happy? So that statement, we have to really discuss it today and see what you guys also think. Make a comment on the comment section and let us know how you feel. And also email us at realtalkforreal75@gmail.com and let us know what you want us to talk about next. So let's have it.
So yeah, the recap there. All right.
Yes.
A woman has all of her needs met, yet she would sacrifice her husband to be happy. Let's jump into it. You guys agree or disagree?
What do you think, Bibi?
I have many things to say. I still don't agree with your statement where you said that, you know, women will sacrifice a man to be happy, and a man will sacrifice himself or something like that.
To be happy, stay in the marriage, yes.
I still very much disagree with that because I feel like for men always look out for themselves, no matter the situation. Yes, they might be married, but they're going to do some things that's going to make them happy.
You're absolutely right, but the statement is for the marriage. It's all about the marriage. She will leave him. She will leave the marriage to be happy. He will do whatever he needs to do to sacrifice to stay. For instance, a side chick, for some men who are still males and can't really be honest with their relationship, those males will go out and have an affair. But I tell you, most of those guys will say, I needed to do this because our needs are quite different than your needs.
Yes.
So our needs are in the physical sense of it. You know, we'll go out and get that release and that excitement and they're fine. And they can tolerate whatever bad wife they have at home. However, a woman will happily leave that bad husband and go find somebody new.
Yes.
He's not beating on her. He's just a bad husband.
Okay, but here's the thing, though. I think it's quite selfish, you know, because she doesn't have any relief anywhere. She's just in a prison, technically. The man can go out and go get his own relief wherever he needs to get it, but the woman's supposed to stay and just bear everything?
Which then proves the point. She's no longer going to stay. By marriage, we will be happy. Whereas the husband will come back home to a yelling, nagging wife so long as he has some other way to release or get some kind of solace in his life.
But how is that good in any sense? Like, how is that? I don't think it's good for either party.
I don't think it's good for either party, but the resolution or the solve for this, for the problem is he will go and have a hobby. He will go in and stay at work and make more money. He will go and have a side chick. He will go and do whatever it takes for him to get his mind off of his horrible wife other than divorce.
So should the women do the same then?
I don't think they do.
Should we then?
You don't. you already peace be unto you, because I think it's selfish that I have to be at home suffering as I do, and so you no longer suffer.
So, as in, should women, should they go out and go get relief somewhere else or do something else to be happy and stay in the marriage?
This is all a generalization, and I've met a woman like that. Her husband was in all constructs of female. You know, he would just stay at home. He was domestic. He did all of the, not to say that's a female construct, but traditionally that would be what a woman would do.
Okay.
He did all of that. Mind you, he was a 5-star chef, so we loved his food. His woman was a power lawyer. She made all the money. She was always out. She was always aggressive. She was always getting the things that she needed to do. She was a go-getter. He was just a little more demure and at home. Well, he would rather stay, and she had a couple of side guys. The role just flipped.
I see what you mean there. Okay.
So
still don't like the segment though.
But my question is, does he know that she has side guys?
I'm not in that marriage, you know. I wouldn't know that.
I'm sure he does.
I just talked to her and like, you did what? Ooh, does he know? Don't tell me. In fact, don't tell me anymore, because I got to see you too, and I would rather not have to lie.
For me, I feel that in that scenario, instead of because I feel like the reason why men don't want to file the divorce is they don't have to face the fact that they're the ones that told their wife, I'm no longer happy, I want to go, let's go our separate ways, let's file a divorce. Either to appear good in front of other people outside or to appear good to their children. So now he puts the woman in a place where she has to be the one, like he's going to frustrate her to the point where she's now the one that comes out to say, I don't want the marriage anymore, I don't want the relationship anymore. And I feel like that's not fair. Because if you feel that there's something that your partner is doing that you don't like, why don't you have a round table conversation where you guys sit down and say, are we good? Is this serving you? Is this marriage still serving you? Are you happy in this marriage? Then she asks you the same question. Are you happy in this marriage? I think that naturally we don't do these things, because normally when you get married, your parents tells you, oh, you're going to be there for better, for worse, till death do you part, and then the Bible also backs it up, right? But I disagree. I think that 5 years into the marriage, couples should always have a retreat where they go out and sit down, just both of them, without the children, have someone else take care of the children. Are you good? Am I doing what makes you happy in this relationship? If I'm not, can we fix it? Is there a way we can fix it? What do you want me to do right? What do you want me to do wrong? Right? Well, what am I doing wrong? Sorry, you know? So, and then the lady tells your woman tells you the same thing. I think if you always check on each other that way, it won't get to the point where you guys now have this resentment where he has to go out and work excess hours just not to see you at home because you're nagging, you're getting him upset, you're making him uncomfortable in his own. A man should be happy in his own home. His home is a sanctuary, right? So does the woman too have to be happy in her home. So I don't think that the best way to go about it is not to talk about it. And just go start acting crazy.
I totally agree. Communication is the key. I will just simply put that people get on your nerves, and you have in a marriage good years, and you're going to have bad years. Note that is plural, and that is not bad years by having 2 or a couple of months. This could last a decade where you just don't see a way out, and within that decade, both of y'all have said and done some dark things. Coming out of that decade, going back into you guys is a wonderful part of your marriage. You're reborn, if you will, within your marriage. You have happier moments, but it all begins and ends with communication. And somewhere along that way, while you're in your dark moments, I promise you, you're not talking. You're responding, you're reacting, you're arguing, you're not talking.
That's true. Okay. Well, in all fairness, yes. And I know you also made the statement last time where, okay, well, let's say there's no longer like a major commitment in the relationship, but the person is your best friend.
Yes.
Would you stay? I don't know. I'm not sure how to answer that.
At the end of the day, your best friend will outlive your lover. My wonderful
That's a tough
wife.
one.
That's why it's important to marry your best friend, because then to break up, right, is going to be hard. Why? Because breaking up is not breaking up from a marriage, you're breaking up from your best friend.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's very hard to have a best friend. It's not easy. Yes, it's not easy. So you're going to work hard to actually make it work if you're married to your best friend. Because after a while, my mom used to say the love fades out.
Oh, hey.
Right?
It's out.
It doesn't,
Bingo.
yeah, it doesn't, the
I
love
don't
is
even
no
know.
longer what is keeping the marriage. What is keeping the
No.
marriage is the fact that you guys are best friends.
Yep.
You guys can talk about virtually everything, even your mess up, even the good time, the bad times. You know that you can rely on this person to talk about it. So it's very important. I think maybe if you married your best friend, what you're saying is not going to come to play because you get to talk about it anyways. Don't you think so?
That's very true. But what's the saying? A person's in your life for a reason, season, or a lifetime. Your marriage could be a season.
That's another one.
On your way to meeting your true lifetime mate. So you got to know when to throw in that towel. It could be within that decade. It didn't wait long enough, but it could not. It's all a gamble. I tell someone, if you're married within 3 weeks of meeting somebody or 3 years, it's the same ratio. It's 50-50. You don't know. You can predict, you can protect, you can work on it, but nobody knows if you're going to last 30 years or 30 months.
But I think at least you should go in with the belief that, okay, I'm going to do everything in my power to make this work.
Yep.
Even though it might still not work.
But and truthfully, at the end of the day, at your core, you know the answer. You know the answer. You're protecting your vows or you're trying to stay committed, but at the end of the day, you're really by yourself. You know the answer.
You know the truth.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
For me, I think if the marriage is not working and I'm not happy, I'm at the place where when I see you, I don't even see my best friend. I don't even see my friend. I see someone that I detest, someone I don't like, right? I think you shouldn't be in that marriage because it's not healthy at this point. It's not about being selfish. It's not about sacrificing the man because the man is feeling the same way too, but he's not just saying it so that he doesn't look like the bad guy. So most times we're the ones that, because we carry so much emotions, we're the ones that will come out and be like, you know what? I'm done. I'm throwing in the towel. I know you don't want to say it. Both of us know that we're not happy. Let's keep it moving.
But why does a guy have to be afraid of being the bad guy?
A lot of times.
I would just say it this way. It's the point is what I'm saying. I would sacrifice my happiness to stay right here.
Because you want to give an appearance of a good guy?
No, because why am I getting a divorce?
I don't understand. Like, you're not happy, but you want to stay in the marriage unhappy.
You get half. It's cheaper to keep her. We have so many.
Oh my God!
That's many.
Exactly. This is it right here. You see? Oh, you see? You don't want to give her the half. That's why you're staying in the marriage. So that's selfish.
Hear the
What if she
truthful.
doesn't even want anything?
Exactly.
Well, you wouldn't know until you get to that point.
I mean, we all treat marriage like it's this wonderful relationship.
Yes, it is.
Until the divorce comes along, and then now it's business. Marriage is business, 50%. And I'm not really willing to dissolve the corporation.
Okay, so I feel like you're talking from an American standpoint.
Yes.
But for us, doesn't necessarily
in Africa, yes, it doesn't.
Doesn't necessarily work that way. Like,
In what way?
Oh, the woman gets half.
Oh gosh, I forget what country it was.
Yeah.
I want to say. Oh, I want to say it's
And
Kenya.
that's why a lot of people stay in their marriages.
Yes.
Because they might walk out with nothing.
With nothing. Yes. Yes.
I really want to say it was Kenya, but I could be so wrong. So please
Mhm.
don't quote me. But it was another African country that
Mhm.
was like, no, you don't automatically get half.
Mhm.
Which, because the young women would come and see this wonderful man, and he's an idiot, so let's start there.
Mhm.
He's lonely, let's start there. Or he thinks he's going to use the woman, whatever case may be, but she's getting in after he got the money, and then she bounces after a few years.
Mhm.
No prenup, she gets half, and there is a whole industry built on that. Even here in the United States, there's
That's
a whole
true.
industry
Yeah.
built on this. There's a whole industry on women looking at basketball stars and see who's going to come up first. They get in there, have a couple of babies, and peace be unto you. So it's not uncommon with with a man with money having these problems.
Mhm.
A man with no money, well, he still has the same problems.
Yeah. Yeah. But still, it's cheaper to keep her.
As my grandfather
I still
said that.
stand on that though. Like,
It is
men would not. It's very rare for them to come out and be like,
I'm out.
I'm out. And he files the paperwork.
Unless he is extremely financially stable.
Unless you think so,
My goodness.
and he feels like he can afford the divorce.
Listen, I give a scenario of a man who has multiple properties and can give up half and still live the lifestyle he has always
What's the
dreamed.
money thing for you?
So exactly.
Huh?
But don't
That's
you?
very interesting though. Well, I'm learning.
But don't you
How is
think
that not a money thing? Once you
We're not
leave-
even thinking about the money.
Exactly.
We're not thinking about.
when you're in love?
well, yeah, okay. Until this man does something wrong, y'all go for a divorce. All of a sudden, I want all of what you
Okay, I
got.
have a question.
That's not all women.
I have a question.
That's
No,
the-
no, let me even come at you at this point. What if I was there when you had nothing?
You get everything.
Wait. Let me come because now you say it's cheaper to keep her, right?
It is.
What are you keeping? Because I help build whatever you have, right? Maybe I met you in a we had just one room to a studio, right? And you were building, and I was your supporter, your rock, your advisor, the person you fall back at. Maybe I didn't contribute financially, but I was your fallback kind of guy. I was your greatest cheerleader. I had the keys. I managed with them. Whatever you gave us was okay, right? I also hustled to help out with the kids, with the house. But maybe I didn't give you money to invest in that business, but I was your rock. And then all of a sudden you become a billionaire. And then we have a problem. You want me to walk away with nothing?
Didn't say that. I said none of that at all. If she came up with you, she gets half.
Okay.
Johnny come latelys get nothing.
Okay. I agree in that case. But what if you were successful? What if you were successful already? And like most women, right? I'm not talking for all. There are women that are gold diggers. Yes, I agree, right? But most women, right, that I know will probably first fall in love with you. They're not even looking at the financial aspect. They came in with love. To love this man, to be there with this man for the rest of their life. And then you feel like, because sometimes money is also a spirit. When you are that successful, you don't know when you misbehave. You start acting like God most times. Like the money is a trigger thing for men. Like they start acting like they are God. They start being disrespectful sometimes without knowing that they are doing it. So now when you now keep attacking him on that behavior, he begins to see you as a nagging person. And before you know it, the marriage is broken. And then when she now wants to go, you're telling her, I built all these things by myself. So you don't get to get half.
Was she there before the money?
No.
Then
She
doesn't
came
get
into the money.
nothing. She at the most she would get half of what was made since they were together. If he was already a billionaire and he made an additional $1 billion after from the time they were married to the time she gets a divorce, then she gets $500 million. Done deal.
You know what? I think at the end of the day, women and men have very different perspectives of marriage.
Yes.
I think
agree.
for us, we were thinking of it from a relationship aspect, like, oh my gosh,
I
this
agree.
thing didn't work. You know,
My heart is broken.
My heart is broken. We're not friends anymore. But thinking of that aspect, like the emotional aspect of it, you know, the kids, how the kid's going to cope, things like that. And I guess men are more thinking, oh, I'm going to have to give up half.
Yes, I'm going to secure. I'm going to save my property. So let me just stay.
And
it's cheaper to keep her.
Don't get me wrong. I've seen it happen where that's all they get caught up with, how they can hide their assets. And it's like, do you think this is why I got married?
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
All of a sudden now you want to be super selfish. Like, I wasn't there supporting your dreams, or taking care of the home.
Yes.
And now becomes a problem. But I guess different strokes.
I think, generally speaking, that is let the comments fly, a fantasy.
Okay, in that way, I would suggest that women become selfish too. If you want to go build an empire and don't come home because I'm nagging at you because of your bad attitude, okay, then I'm not going to divorce you either. I'm going to stay there and enjoy the money. How about that?
Yeah, that's what
I'm not gonna divorce you. I'll stay home and eat the money and enjoy myself, go on vacations, have fun.
Now we have
maybe even have a side piece if I want.
Now
because after all, you have a side piece too. So you can play the game. You know?
At that point, you have to figure out if
maybe yes. You see.
See, honesty is everything.
Yes, you have to be honest.
You got to be honest. You got to communicate. Without those things, you're going to have a very bad time.
That's true.
And even with it, you're going to have some challenges.
Yeah.
And so you got to be honest. You never know. You never know what your spouse is thinking. You never know what you're going to end up with at the end of the day if you don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah.
You're going to have to communicate. And then, recharge your friendship by doing things together. But again, I promise you, you will reach a moment. You will reach a moment. It may not last long, or it may last for years, where I don't even want to take you out on a date. I don't want to be here right now because I can't stand you right now.
That happens.
It will change. Give it time.
It might not though.
But it might not. That sounds like 50-50.
Okay. In that scenario, I stay and enjoy the money. For me, I will not want an open relationship because I'm too jealous for that. I'm a jealous. It's not gonna work. So maybe I'm the girl that will be like, okay, let me come and be going. Let me leave the marriage. Maybe I'm that girl. But for those that can do it, I think you should have that conversation. I'll be like, okay, should we have an open marriage? Because of that, you're not coming home anymore. I'm not seeing you. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. So should we have an open marriage? You see, all those men, if you have that conversation, you'll be the first to say, why not? Yes.
Yeah, everybody can have it.
Wonderful. That is good. You said it, let's write it down. I wasn't thinking about it, but since you said it, liar.
What are we talking about? There was this interview on TikTok of this lady. She was married for, I don't know, maybe 30, 40, 50 years. Sorry. And the interviewer asked, how did you stay married for so long? And she said, separate houses.
Separate houses?
At separate houses.
You know what?
Oh, see, look at that. Y'all saw that, right? That's not a bad idea.
I mean, for some people,
for some people, because even in a loving marriage, they come to a point where you get bored. You want your husband to go on a vacation, or you want to go on vacation, so that when you come back, you're coming back refreshed, and you love this man, you love him to pieces. But sometimes it's just too much. You need that space, because after all, think about it. You guys are just bonded through marriage, and you have become one. You were raised separately. He was raised separately. Sometimes his personality is too much. Sometimes your personality is too much for him. So sometimes I think it's okay to have that separation when he goes on a vacation or something, or you go somewhere and come back. But living in a separate house, though, that's taking it too far. Because now you're opening up a whole door for him to act up, and you can't complain. Or except if that was the agreement. Live in your separate house. Let me live in my separate house. And whatever you do at your own time, I'm not going to ask you. Don't ask me mine. I think I will still not accept that, though.
It always boils down to sex for women. How about just peace of mind?
What's
See,
are you being serious?
It boils down to money for men and sex for women.
Yeah, because the only time a man
companionship though.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Companionship.
What about it? I have a dog for a companion.
What? So okay, can the dog satisfy you at night?
No.
Okay, so
that's not a companion. That's a lover.
Okay, so what do you need the dog for? Can the dog rub your back when you come back and you be like, "Oh my God, the meeting was so hard. I'm going through stress." Can the dog rub your back?
No.
It's more companionship.
Can the dog go fix you a plate?
It's more companionship than sex.
What? The marriage?
For women.
For women. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not so much.
I can honestly see that.
How many hours of sex are you have? You can't. Well, you want someone that is there, as your person. You know, you guys are talking, you're playing around, whatever. Yes. It's the companionship. How many hours of sex can you have?
But
you may not even get to the point where you can't even have sex anymore.
Thank you. But for men, I feel like
long time.
That's a long time.
That's somewhere when a man is somewhere in his 70s, and even then, I know brothers that are still getting it in. That's a long space.
Can happen, but it's not just the sex thing; it's companionship too. We want that time from you.
Yes.
You absolutely want that time.
Yeah, that still doubles back to when you don't get that, what you do.
Complain now.
We'll have a conversation. We'll complain about it.
You've complained about it enough. What are you going to do when you're done complaining?
We have to sit down on a round table and have that conversation. Yeah, is it going to change or not? We don't have to divorce immediately.
No, it doesn't have to lead to divorce.
Wait, you said immediately and doesn't lead to divorce. The whole point of it is when your woman is sick and tired, she's tired of being
Yes, I'm going to go because I'm not. If you're waiting for me to say open marriage, I'm never going to say that.
No, because you said you're too jealous for that.
Yes,
and you'd rather leave.
Yes,
to be what? Happy?
To be happy, of course. If you're not making me happy, why am I staying there? Because at the end of the day, if you say you're staying because if you say you're staying because of the kids are going to get married and go to their own home, then I have to deal with you for the rest of my life. Yeah. And we don't like each other. Why am I staying?
And okay, so that marriage isn't a good marriage. You did your job. You had a few kids. You moved on. The sentence is over, and now you guys go.
I will split the goodies into half.
In half. You guys started together and end together. I get that.
Okay. Even if I came in when the goodies was there, you can't waste my time. That is called waste of time. Because I'm not the one that broke our marriage. You broke our marriage. You decided that I was not doing anything good for you anymore. So why should I walk out empty-handed?
What I've learned, at least, when marriages end, it is seldom one-sided. It is always a equal amount of the woman's fault as a man's.
It's not an equal amount. It can never be an equal amount.
It is always going to be equal because you have two sides of the story and then the truth. And on your purview, he's an asshole. In his purview, you are a nagging little woman. But then the truth comes about, and if you want to divide a year into half, 6 months at a time at a year, and it could be 2 days here, 3 days here, but if you add it all up, it's 6 months. He got on your nerves half that time, and you got on his half that time. I say 50-50. Doesn't matter. He can be more of a loud talker, or you can be more of a nag. He can be more distant, and you can be more clingy, and vice versa. But either way, y'all got on each other's nerves equally.
I mean,
that's 50-50. Y'all got on each other's nerves equally.
Yeah.
Now, the truth y'all might not want to hear the truth, but who is there to witness it? 50-50. 50-50. If your man is leaving you, it's half your fault.
I don't believe that.
Well, I agree that it takes two people to build a marriage. It takes one person to destroy the marriage. Let me give you a narrative. Let me give you a narrative.
It takes one person?
When you are in a plane and you're in first class, right? Most of those planes, they are this barricade that barricades you and your partner, right? Do you know the only way when I saw that, immediately it sparkled something in my brain, right? For that barricade to come down when it goes up, it takes the two people on both sides to press it down for it to come down. But for you to take it up, it takes just one person to take it up, right? So now, thinking about that, it takes two people to build a marriage and one person to destroy it. Now, if the woman is saying, the only reason why I'm fighting with you is because you don't come home, you don't do what you're supposed to do, and you're saying, I'm not coming home because you're nagging too much, and she calls you and she says, okay, I'm going to stop nagging. Can you start coming home? But you have checked out. She can't force you to be in a marriage where you've already checked out. What is she going to do? Walk away. So she's not the one that broke the marriage. You broke the marriage. It takes one person to break the marriage and two people to build a marriage and keep it whole.
In that scenario, he didn't come home because the woman was doing what?
Was complaining that he wasn't coming home.
Okay, and then she came to her senses and said, hey, babe, I'd rather you be here, so I'll stop complaining. But by that time, she didn't get there fast enough, and he is on his money
So
run.
whose fault is that?
You should have nagged in the first place.
See, you guys confuse nag.
You guys confuse us telling you guys that what you're doing.
Yeah. If we're making a case for something that we don't like, you just automatically, oh, this person is nagging.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you now that I don't like this thing. I don't like this thing. I don't like this thing. It's nagging. The moment she stops, you should be scared.
Yep.
Exactly. The moment he stops,
she stops
coming home, y'all should be scared, but you don't.
She's already complained that he doesn't come home.
That's right. But he's only coming home. He's only not coming home because she's nagging. She's clearly not nagging.
Why is she nagging? Why is she nagging? So is she a mad person that she just wants to nag all the time? She just wants to complain all the time. Nothing is going on. Like my grandma used to say, right? A house where there is too much talking, there is too much doing. When a woman nags too much, there is something going on in the house that is making her nag too much. There's a way they say it in Igbo. Ono kukukude, mememe dia. Where there is too much nagging, there is a lot of doing something wrong. So if you're not doing something wrong, she's not going to be nagging. But you guys see it as nagging. It's not actually nagging. It's us complaining about what you're not doing right.
Woo! Okay, get ready for the comments on this one.
Yep.
Oh boy, here we go.
I mean, but it's true.
Here it is. Woo! I have never met a happy woman.
What does that mean?
Look at her.
I will further explain.
What do you think?
I will further explain.
This is shit. I am happy. I don't understand.
I've met a woman who's happy at her job.
Not happy at my job.
Give her a week, she's not happy at the job anymore. I've met a woman who is happy with her children. Give it a week, she is not happy with her children. That doesn't mean she's not going to be happy again, but she's not happy. And the reason she's not happy is because today I want you to do X, Y, and Z. But next week, I've changed my mind. I'd rather it be done this way. Now, everybody's got to change, but they don't change fast enough. That got on her nerve. I've never met, and let me not say happy, let me say satisfied. I've never seen a satisfied woman. A guy can eat the same, not all guys, it's a generalization. It can eat the same type of breakfast every day of his life. Every day of his life. He can come home and not rearrange the house ever. Not you.
Of course, because we're natural nurturers. We're natural builders. We're natural organizers. Of course, a woman is not going to come and see the whole house messed up and go relax. She's going to want to fix it.
But it is your strength. Your strength is to be pliable. Men are much more rigid, generally. If we wake up, we have a routine. You get a guy, he can do that routine every day. It is your strength to be pliable. However, you need to understand that with that flexibility, not everybody's on the same page.
That's true.
And when not everybody's on the same page, don't nag about it, because what happens is, and this is my theory, y'all brain is like a ball of wire mixed all up, and everything touches everything, and every memory touches every memory. So if I didn't do one thing, it's not logged under Akeem didn't take out the trash. It's logged under, yet again, something else he did not do. And it just piles up. And you've changed, and we got to change with it, and we don't change fast enough. Yet again, something else that he did not do. It's not really compartmentalized into He didn't take out the trash July 4th, which is the first time this month he didn't take out the trash, but he's been taking it out all the other 6 months. But this one he didn't. Let's give him a break. No, it's damn it. And it's just the way you guys are wired. So when we hear nagging or mistakenly hear nagging, to your point, something's wrong and you're going to speak about it. The question you need to ask is, who initiated it being wrong in the first place? Was it right once upon a time or did it change?
Mm-hmm.
Did it change? If it changed, well, give people time to catch up.
True. And again, that's where an extension of grace is necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Completely understand.
So not all women think like that, though.
Yeah, completely understand. And I would say this, maybe back to your statement where you said like them.
I've never met one. I'm sorry.
That's true.
I'm sorry.
That's not true. That's not true.
I think. Let's see. A lot of times, women make the mistake of depending on something else to make them happy.
Yes.
So, like the job example,
Mm-hmm.
you can't depend on a job to make you anything. Kidding me?
No.
Not even your kids.
Can make you happy.
A lot of times women don't learn this until much later, like much later down the line. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it might even be too late. I think at a young age we should be taught to love ourselves, figure out ourselves, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, whatever.
Yes,
not dependent on something else. Oh,
yes.
Do this so you can be happy. Have this relationship so you can be happy.
Mm-hmm.
It's all BS. At the end
most
of the day.
times,
And we don't realize it.
Yes. I think most times as African women, we are raised to be a certain kind of way so that you can be married to a good man, right? But then in reverse, they don't train those men how to be a good man to this woman that is well nurtured and trained and prepared for you, right? So now going into a marriage or a relationship, you find that woman building her happiness around this man, which now makes it to the point where if the man says he doesn't want the marriage anymore, the woman falls apart. She breaks herself into pieces because this is her life. This is where she has built her world, right? So this is how African women are raised. Now, growing up, maybe now living in a Western world, you start learning that was not right because now you're not supposed to base your happiness on any human being. You have to learn how to love yourself, which becomes difficult because every single day you start learning, okay, I have to make myself happy. I don't have to depend on a man to be happy. I don't have to so it takes a long process, and then when she gets there, what the man sees is a hard woman. She's not soft. She's not gentle. She's not feminine. She's too masculine. She's too hard. No, she's learned how to build a wall so that you don't break her apart anymore. She's learned how to love herself, right? So it's not us trying to look for something to make us happy. It's us trying to learn how to love ourselves. So now when you see that now we're not dependent on you, you begin to look at it like she doesn't even care anymore. She's looking for something to make her happy.
Yeah, that sounds real lonely. Y'all gonna be by yourselves a long time with that creed. It's nothing wrong with being able to sustain your lifestyle and go after a career, be it a man or a woman. But becoming hardened over it, you're going to lose your femininity. You're not going to get the guy. That's a wrap. So you can't be wrapped around your career to the point where I'm independent and I don't need this, that. Okay, all right. Well, guess what?
No, I don't want to. No, I'm not independent.
Go ahead and do your thing.
I'm a dependent person. Please.
Okay.
I want you to take care of me.
Okay.
I don't want to be any independent nonsense.
I want y'all to hear this. You can't have it both ways.
That's true.
Yeah.
Which renders me back to what I said. I've never met a happy woman.
That's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. And I'm not saying that there's not been jovial women. I'm not saying that they've not been a high-spirited woman. I'm not saying they've not had joy in their life. I'm saying this part of y'all renders you to just straddle a fence constantly. I want to be independent and not hurt and put up walls, yet you can't do that without becoming hard. Then you want a man to come in and soften you, but he can't get past the boundaries. Now you complain about not getting to do, but once you get the guy, now you're dependent on him. And once you're dependent on him, you want to be more independent, which kind of ruins the marriage because a man kind of wants to be like he's needed. Now you've gotten hard all over again. He done left you. Where is the balance?
No, we should be asking you guys that because now all that is on the internet is men. In fact, my dad used to say they are boys, they are not men.
There are
because
boys.
you have to be a man to understand your role, right?
You got to be.
So
a man.
now all we see now are men that sit down on the internet, put on their cameras, and they are demanding for women to be independent. He wants to marry a woman that makes her own money, that makes 6 figures, because I make 6 figures. I want a woman that is a millionaire. Because I'm a millionaire now. She's a millionaire. How do you want to control someone that is at the same level with you? So what do you guys want? Do you want us to be dependent or independent? I don't know.
Those are boys.
Those are boys with microphones.
Really?
Okay, as a mature man,
what do you want?
Men.
Yes, what do real men want?
What do real men want? Yes, real men.
Yes.
Peace.
You need to be more specific.
Okay. Do you want an independent woman or a dependent woman?
Will she give me peace?
Yes.
Please, can you
one way or the other way?
Peace of mind. Please explain.
I don't want to have to compete. I don't want to have to raise my voice to get my point across.
Okay.
I don't want to have to act in a masculine, super masculine way because you're approaching me like a man versus a woman. There is a way to talk to a man.
Absolutely.
Once you tap into your quote unquote masculine side and want to heighten your voice and demand, well, our natural instinct is looking at you as a
man.
dude. And
I get that part.
And some boys out there, or males that haven't matured into a man and definitely not into a king, those boys out there, they have undisciplined testosterone. They're going to knock your head off.
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay, so my question now is, maybe I'm taking this in a different direction. A lot of times men say that they want peace of mind. So is it that you don't want a woman that argues?
No, we don't want a woman. Arguing is touchy because there are times where the man just doesn't see reason. And the most reasonable person in the room is your wife. And she can't get it across, but sometimes she's got to cross that line and just check you.
Okay.
You got to get checked, but that's your best friend. Your best friend should be able to check you.
Right.
Okay.
But after we've got checked and we're still going to the left and it's the wrong direction, well, buckle up.
Buckle up for what?
Buckle up. We're about to get this buckle up. You said your piece. Okay. The decision's been made. We're going. We're going. And I find it, at least in the Western world, no matter the race or the religion or the culture, y'all don't like that here in America.
I don't think anybody likes that anywhere. Things are changing now.
Yeah.
No, they are not changing. It is all the same. If it were changing for the better, we wouldn't have this conversation.
I didn't say it was changing for the better.
It is changing, but it's definitely not changing for the better.
Okay. So now, let's go back again. Because I feel like a lot of times, okay, you get the kind of woman that you want, and then I feel like maybe you guys just get so comfortable and start to take that peace of mind or whatever for granted.
Absolutely. They certainly do. And they need to be reminded every once in a while.
Small crease, basically. Just
a little check. It's all good.
Like just reset their brain. Like go to the reset button and reset it. Like
give them on the toes.
You're going too far, nigga. Calm down.
I don't know about all that.
Just a little bit.
All I know is this. I've watched different generations have arguments, and I've watched how the man responds and the woman responds. God bless it. I've had some really good men in my life to see a good response, and we will bark really loud, and the woman will, in my grandfather's generation, they'll just push so far, and when they cross that line, that lion's going to come back. It's going to growl real big. Don't go forward. That ain't the time to move forward. That's the time to step back in your feminine and be like, you know what, you are right. However, if you take this direction, this is what's going to happen. But the choice is yours.
So you give him the choice. Okay, that's good.
And whatever that choice may be,
he's gonna do.
You gotta rock with it.
Okay, that's fair.
And if he messes up, we all do. That's not the time for the next 20 years to be like, you fucked up.
Like a constant reminder.
That's nagging.
Okay,
yeah, I can understand that.
I agree with that one. Part. Yes, that's nagging. When you let go, you have to let go. You don't have to keep reminding them.
I don't know about you, man or female. That's a hard pill to swallow.
It is very hard. Extremely.
That's a hard pill to swallow.
Extremely hard.
But it's a pill nevertheless.
Yeah. Yep. Thank you for answering my question.
I think this conversation is getting more interesting. I am so, in fact, if you leave us, we're going to be here all day talking about this because there are a lot of things to talk about, especially when it comes to this topic. But right now, we're going to stop right here and hopefully we're able to get them to come back again and continue from where we stopped because this is good. This is really good. Stop saying no. Stop saying no. So hopefully we're going to get them to come back again because this is really juicy and interesting. But for now, we're going to wrap up right here. Until we see you guys again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And for those who are yet to subscribe, please subscribe to our channel, Real Talk for Real. And we're now on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram, Real Talk for Real 2015. Please come, make your comment, send us email or whatever you want us to talk about, realtalkforreal75@gmail.com. So to all our viewers and everyone, we want to say Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year. We love you all. Thank you until we see you again. Bye-bye. Mwah. Bye.